Trump, Biden. Should I even buy a house during this election year? Well, stay tuned because I have some questions from my viewers off of YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook that I am going to answer about buying or selling a house during this election year. Questions from my viewers about Charleston, South Carolina when it comes to politics and this Trump and Biden election. And what I've done is pick the top 5 questions that I have received, and I am going to answer them for you right here on my channel. So question number 5. I am a Biden-Harris supporter and I have displayed signs in my yard and through my house. Should I take them down being that I have my house on the market? Well, viewer, I say absolutely you should take them down. So let me give you an example of why I think it's important to basically just depersonalize your house, period. Not just so much about who you're supporting politically, but just in reference to selling your home, you should always depersonalize your house. But when it comes to politics, I do feel that when you're selling your home, the displays of who you are supporting really isn't necessary and could mainly deter a buyer from looking at your home based off of their political views. For example, I actually was showing a property at one point recently, and just so happened the neighbor right next door supported one particular party and my clients supported another, apparently. And I wasn't aware of this, but when they saw the sign, they instantly was turned off from the property. Now, we did go in and tour the property and checked it out, and it was gorgeous. It was beautiful. But I still think that it had already turned them off from the property because they shared with me that they didn't want to live by that supporter. And I just think that, when you're selling your house, even though it was the neighbor's sign, you definitely need to depersonalize it as much as you can. And although you can't do anything about what your neighbors are doing, but if they're friends of yours, maybe ask them not to. I mean, it won't hurt to ask that, being that they're putting their property on the market. But then also it may say to the neighbors, well, I'm going to display my political views, and if the person purchasing the home doesn't support what I support, maybe I don't want them next to me. So it's pros and cons to both ways, but I say absolutely take down your signs and anything personal when your house is on the market. Number 4, I am from up north and my partner and I are considering moving to South Carolina. Is it very conservative? South Carolina shows as a red state. Well, viewer, I can't say that it's very conservative. I have been here all my life, born and raised, and I think that there is a mixture. Maybe some voters don't actually exercise their rights and vote, but I think that moving here, no matter which party you support, you will love Charleston. You will meet a ton of friends, you will meet a ton of new people and make new friends. So I think that no matter which way you lean, I think that you will be happy here. You will love the area, you will love the weather, and you will love the people. We're friendly people and we will welcome you with open arms. Number 3, is the state enforcing the mask rules? Well, viewer, I agree. I am so tired of wearing them. But with CDC and these uncertainties, you just never know. But I will say that there are some areas that are really enforcing wearing masks, and some areas not so much. I know that when you're outside, you don't have to wear them. And then in some areas, you don't have to wear them indoors either. But it just depends. Here in South Carolina, there is a lot of display of notification as to what you need to do as far as do you need to wear a mask in there. It's on the doors. So before you walk in, you will know whether or not you have to put one on. But I totally get it if you're over wearing a mask and you want to know if our state is enforcing it to the nines. But like I said, I can say that there are some areas that are really pushing it and enforcing it, and then there's some areas that are not, and you don't have to. Some stores are forcing it still to enter. But like I said, you will see that displayed on the doors before you enter those facilities. I hope that answers your question. Number 2, do you find that a lot of police are retiring from the force there in South Carolina? This is a good question. I don't personally know of a lot of police officers retiring in Charleston area, South Carolina area, but I do know of one person that actually just graduated from the police academy, and I think that that is an awesome accomplishment, and especially during this time, he showed such bravery to actually complete that task during this time and still want to enter into that field. But I do hear that a lot of police officers would like to retire but cannot do that at this point for whatever reason. But I think that here in Charleston, South Carolina area, mostly the police are respected and welcomed, and I personally haven't ran into any issues when it comes to police, and I personally don't know of that many that is leaving the law enforcement area because of what's going on right now. So if you're asking that because you want to know the safety of Charleston area, I think that is still relatively very safe, and I will help you navigate through the areas to determine which one is best for you if you're moving to Charleston. So before I get to number 1, if you have any questions about Charleston, South Carolina and its political stands, or anything pertaining to Charleston when it comes to any of these views, please reach out to me. Let me know. I'd love to have a conversation with you. Number 1, are there a lot of political rallies and protesting in the area? Well, I can say that I have not come across a ton of them, neither one. I know that in the beginning there was a few protesting and rallies, but they were not violent, or they were not as dangerous as some of the ones that I've seen across the other states. But I do know that we have had some. Lately, it hadn't been any. I haven't come across any or seen any, but we have had some in the past, and I could say that some of them were peaceful protesting and some of them weren't so peaceful, but it has been cleared up and I don't see many as of now. Now, I have a bonus question for you viewers. If you are considering moving to Canada because you are not happy with whichever political side is voted in November, reach out to me. I'd love to talk to you about selling your home and your move to Canada. Well, I'm Carmela Renee, and I am a licensed South Carolina real estate agent, born and raised right here in Charleston, South Carolina. So I love bringing you helpful tips and facts about my home state, Charleston, South Carolina. So if you have any questions about this video or any of my previous videos, or would like to just sit and talk with me about moving to Charleston or selling your home here in Charleston, reach out to me. I'd love to have a conversation with you. Until next time, thank you for watching.